He said, I don't care, it's not her heart I want to screw. I said, yeah, but if you're not careful, that heart will screw you. Did he listen? No, he did not. He jumped in that fire, landed right in the pot. Yeah, she cooked him good through and through. Should have saved my breath, 'cause people do what they're gonna do. She said, he's so strong like a locomotive. I could ride those rails all night. I said, he's loco all right, but watch his motives. More like a train wreck than a first-class ride. She said, I don't care, I'm not in it for the long haul. I said, yeah, but once you buy your ticket, it might be hard to get off, that's all. Did she listen? No, she did not. She got on that train and got herself caught. Yeah, he wrecked her good through and through. Should have saved my breath, 'cause people do what they're gonna do. Now Jesus said, love your neighbor. If he hits you, turn the other cheek. Buddha said, let go of what you're holding. You'll find more the less you seek. Prophets and seers will buy you a beer and tell you we should learn to get along down here. Doctors and shrinks will say you're on the brink of a breakdown if you don't get your ass in gear. And do we listen? No, we do not. We're always killing something, like it or not. We beat ourselves good through and through. Should have saved their breath, 'cause people do what they're gonna do. Now wait a minute here. Maybe it's better to close up your ears and jump in the well. You might not swim, but you will get wetter. And maybe you'll learn to sing for yourself. And everything you do is smart in its own way. Doesn't matter what you think or what you say. And will you listen? No, you will not. You will get what you miss, and you'll miss what you've got. But you'll be all right through and through. Just save your breath, 'cause people do what they're gonna do. You'll be all right through and through. Just save your breath, 'cause people do what they're gonna do. Thank you.
Okay, judges. You got a 7-5, a 7-5, 9-5, a 9, and a 9. Angel, drop your 9-5, and ma'am, drop your 7-5. Okay, I got 2 9s. It is 18, and a 7-5 is going to make it 26-5. 2 9s is 18, and a 7-5 is 25-5. 25-5 for Gene Burnett. Give it up, you guys. Okay, rolling right along. Our next poet is Grayson Bourne. Give it up for Grayson, you guys.
Upon the water the mist did curl, beneath the twilight's glow. A ghostly ship sailed silently, listing gently to and fro. The sailors' minds began to fade, their wits began to dull. 84 days they'd been adrift, crammed in the bowels of the hull. Then soft and slow, a song did rise, and carried across the sea. For upon the rocks 2 figures sat, as gorgeous as beauty could be. Though no man understood the words, they all had heard the song, and towards the rocks they steered the ship, their wonder drew them on. They never saw the danger, alas, it was too late. Though the cliffs became their headstone, the sirens sealed their fate.
Okay, judges. Okay, I got a 7, a 6, a 7, a 7, 5, and a 6, 5. Drop the 7, 5. Rest of you, keep them up. Keep them up, please. Angel? Oh, yeah, I'm sorry. It was one order. Okay, I need one more. Okay, drop the 6. 7 and 7 is 14, and the 6, 5 is 20.5. 7 and 7, 14, 6, 5 is 20.5. For Grayson, give it up, you guys, for Grayson. You know, one of these days I might be able to afford a scorekeeper, and I won't have to do all this.
Or a calculator.
Yes, a calculator, yeah, there you go. I've got one of those. Oh, all right, you guys, give it up for Merle the Pearl.
So I'm 8 years old, and I'm sitting on my couch and I'm watching Disneyland and Davy Crockett, you know, and he's saddled up there, he's got his mules all packed up. And his wife and baby and kids are all standing on the porch and he's waving goodbye. And I'm thinking, what the heck? Daniel Boone, Davy Crockett, deadbeat dads both. Their wives said, "You're going exploring my ass? You grab a hoe and go explore the corn patch. Who's gonna do the work around here with you always running off? Mr. Big Shot Explorer, always exploring something new. You never send me any money and you always take my best mule. And you only hang around long enough to knock me up. You may be a big shot to some, but not to me. Davy Crockett, king of the wild frontier. I think that sidekick running around singing about you might be queer. Daniel Boone was a man, yes, a big man. But what about your children, fathered by 5 different men? History's convoluted truths. Whose was it? Real heroes stick around, hoe the corn, and raise their kids. Be there or be square. Think about it, Davy.
Okay, judges. Okay, I've got a 5, a 9, a 6, 5, a 7, 5, and a 6, 5. Let's drop the 9 and the 5. It gives me 2 6 5s is 13, and 7 5 would be 20.5. 20.5 for Merle. Give it up, you guys. We're already halfway through the first round. Poet number 4 of the first round is Eric Freeman. Give it up for Eric, you guys.
I am the ghost of Jesus present, walking around invisible. Good old God's secret agent man, JC00 Heaven, proved by Goshen and dogged determination, we can heal. No big deal. Just turn the other face-smashing fist aside. Pull the punches. Pull out all the stops. I've got happiness here in a concentric heart of heart-shaped box. No lying doggo disguise, double agent, spy-fi life of danger, love in cahoots with truth, the stranger, bond, Jesus bond, spirit stirred, not shaken, every Judas kiss, a sacrament taken, the other cheek turned, a sacrifice in blind kindness, trusted to absolve all. And when faith fails, when I falter, when I must ask, why hast thou forsaken me, Father? Then I am most Jesus' ghost, the spitting image of God hung in effigy, held incommunicado, imago Dei, incarnated incognito. Sense me here when you cannot see. When the sky is falling, just trust me. I am the ultimate top secret weapon. Total acceptance, without exception, more perfect in my imperfection. Given some other metaphysical druther what God would rather be, freed from creating destruction, the ideal realized. Bond. Jesus bond. Spirit stirred to shaken. The gently giant passive reaction of God's undercover love reagent, counter spy, living high proof of your private third all-seeing eye. Punch a hole in the glowering sky by like a magic beanstalk growing, climbing to the grail castle in the clouds of JC double golden goose egg heaven. Excellence of providence, I am the highest aspiration. Temporal, terrestrial beatification through literal, physical transubstantiation, because thus I happily suffer. Fee, fi, fo, fum, smell the blood, feel for me. A sensational heart greater than any sweating Gethsemane Calvary mockery in plain sight, ever present intuitively. Bond. Arterial Jesus sap, bond of the vine, JC 2000 00 heaven. Godspeed walking around, invisible. Can you see me? Take my incarnate word. I bring declassified glad tidings. Have you heard? In your secret heart of hearts, the invisible you beheld is yours, truly, truly beautiful.
Judges. Okay, I got a 6, a 6, an 8, an 8, a 7, 5. So would you drop your 8, and Angel, you drop yours? I got a 6 and an 8 is 14, and 7, 5 is 21.5 for Eric. Give it up, you guys. I'm sorry. Eric, I got you at 3 minutes and 40 seconds. So we're going to give you the first 10 seconds. Let me see here. I'm going to give you the first 10. Actually, we're going to dock you 1 point for that. I'm so sorry. But we got to go with the rules, my friend. So instead, I guess it's 20.5. Still a great score. So we do the 0.5 to avoid ties. We got 3 ties at 20.5. Next poet. You guys give it up for Atreyu.
The real monsters. When you're young and scared of monsters, your parents just give you nightlight, or they just say, it's okay, nothing can hurt you, and maybe give you nightlight. But they lie, for you see, there are vampires and zombies, things that drink blood and eat humans, but they aren't dead. So you know what they are? They are humans, sick, twisted minds that have no boundaries between right and wrong. What is good and evil? These people are called murderers, cannibals, terrorists. So you see, there is no safety in this world. Just hope and luck. The next person found dead isn't you.
Judges? I got an 8, an 8, an 8.5, a 10.5. Go ahead and drop that. And a 9. And Nicole, would you drop your 8? Hey, bro, what'd you have? I'm sorry. Right there? A 9? Okay. A 9 and an 8 is 17. And then 8. I'm sorry. I got distracted. I looked at Lori and I couldn't take my eyes away. An 8 and an 8.5 is 16.5, and you had a 9 with it? Okay, 16.5 and a 9 would be 25.5 for a trio. Give it up, you guys. Mosaic stuck his name tag to the side so that he wouldn't get picked until last. Mosaic, come on up. And I'm kidding about that.
Make sure when somebody gets up here, you shut up and listen. The government doesn't care about us. It's time to accept this. Or do you need more time to see how they neglect us? It's time to succeed, Texas. Hook up with Mexico and remain your own state. Think of how much currency you can make. You have plenty to trade so you're economically safe. Then wait for the United States to break in pieces and ceases to be. Just a shot at a renamed United States of Texas is what I like personally. I guess there's easier ways to get cornbread, silly me. Started a revolution on accident. Is it my fault, Mr. President, that the people weren't hesitant enough to let me finish my sentence so they could figure out exactly how I meant this? But fuck it, they started building trenches and mounted heads on spikes of fences. It never should have been this bad. We're just upset you didn't also pay our debt. Remember we the people? Oh no, I see you lost your constitution. Point proven? No. Keep ungluing the letters of debtors because corporations acting like bettors collapsed the economy and took your home from your family. Other states don't accept the debt, and we could use Texas currency, I bet. Then let the government try and hold up under the fall of the dollar. Friendly reminder, don't forget about China, take the bad news. Looking at the investment, get shaky, and take the bad news that we can't pay thee. Doing deals under the table that seem shady. Are you looking? Doing deals under the table that seem shady. Are you pretending it's a clit of a large lady, hoping that this will be the time that he finally pays me? Oh shit, that was crazy. These mosquitoes must be carrying West Nile mixed with rabies. Zombie Christ, come save me and wave thee holy hands till they whistle, calling the millions of citizens packing pistols. This will stick in your brain like a crown of thistles. Wouldn't that be horrendous and dismal? But we win though. I want everyone to know I never meant this. I just wanted cornbread for breakfast if they just let me finish a sentence.
Judges. Okay, I got a 7, 5, a 9, an 8, 5, an 8, 5, and a 10. Drop the 10. I'll drop your 7, 5, Nicole. 8, 5, and 8, 5 is 17, and a 9 would be 26 for Mosaic. Give it up, you guys. Okay, our first round is done. I'm going to take a minute, have a quick smoke, add up the scores. I'm going to send I hate to do this, but we've got such a tie at 20.5. We're going to have to work it out one way or the other. But for right now, you guys, I'm going to give you one quick poem of mine. We're going to take a 10-minute break and meet back here and go to round 2, and we'll do round 2 and 3 without a break in between. So we'll move right along, but I really need a smoke. So let me give you this one. Something somebody said up here made me think of this thing that I wrote one time, and I call Mankind Speaks. You know I love my country. I'll be the first one to admit I'm a patriotic fool, and I'm racist just a bit. I believe in mom and apple pie, and I believe we must stay strong. I think I know which things are right, and those which seem so oddly wrong. Sometimes I feel quite evolved, and see the world as one. Yet if some problems can't be solved, I'll use my spears, or bows, or guns, and I'll die to keep my homeland free. Better dead than red. 3 of them ain't one of me. If other cliches need be said, then I'm a territorial SOB. One eye for one eye. I'll fight them if they'll fight me, but I'll never stop to reason why. Mankind, in all his wisdom, is still fighting over land, ethnicity, kingdom, my God, her God, and your God, and some right to life. Is this really all by plan? This diversity in humankind, this rainbow mix called man? There's 100 different colors, 1,000 borderlines. There's us, and there's the others. We're quite benign. They're serpentine. They're always wrong. We're always right. They view life so barbarically. We seize the light. They embrace night. Of course, I speak satirically, for we are them, and they are us. All letters in an alphabet. Words within a book of verse. Paint upon a living palette. Separate, we are chaos. Together could be order, but we're afraid to let each other cross these imaginary borders. We will only live together when, and only when, or whether, we embrace our foe as if a brother and see ourselves when we see each other. 10 minutes right here, you guys. Thank you. Okay. Music down, please. Thank you. Lori, can you cut the music for us? Thank you. Okay, you know what? I think everybody's going to the second round. We've got a tie of 4 at 20.5. So I should have done this at the break, but I'm going to take 1 second and pull those people and put them in the bucket, and you guys will go in random order. And from there, what we'll do is the lowest scores, the 20.5s in the second round, will go first, and we'll move up to a point where the last person that goes is the highest scorer from round 1, who just happens to be Mosaic. And he's got a 26. Gene Burnett has a 25.5. as well as a train with a 25.5. Then we have 3 people at 20.5, and that's Merle the Pearl, Eric Freeman, and Grayson Boren. Is it Boren?
Yes.
Okay. So, I'm going to put those 3, Eric, Merle, and Grayson, in the tub there, and we'll see who goes first. Okay, here we go to the second round, you guys, and we'll go right straight into the third round. Hopefully, 5 of you or so will go to round 3. Fight it out for the big bucks, which it looks like Jennifer tells me is about 40 bucks, right around there for first place, and then a 20-30 split on the rest. So that's not bad. And then we got gift certificates for just about everybody. First poet of round 2. Merle the Pearl. Give it up, you guys. I want to catch you when you go over. Just kidding, bro.
It's Johnny Tsunami. Well, Johnny rode his Yamaha over the sand dunes to the seashore. And when Johnny got there, there was no water anywhere. And Johnny looked up to a wave, a 60-foot wave. He spun that Yamaha around as pretty as you please. And to save his ass would be a monumental task. He's got 2 miles of low-lying sand dunes to high ground. Off he rode. In front of that tide, that devil wave lapping at his backside. That Yamaha 500 has the speed and performance that none can compare. But is it fast enough to save poor Johnny's hair? On he rode. He leaped hills so high, he had to ride like hell. There was no place to hide. But make no mistakes, the devil will come for Johnny someday. On he rode. But the devil will have to wait some other day, because Johnny made it to high ground, and he got off that bike and kissed that ground. Johnny keeps his Yamaha in back of his couch right now, and you better not talk bad about that Yamaha. And people come from miles around just to hear about Johnny's wild tsunami ride. And the story gets better every time it's told. Johnny was so brave, he was so bold. But the part Johnny always leaves out is how he crapped his pants, no doubt. Now he crapped his pants, no doubt. The devil will come another day for Johnny, for on that day, Johnny, the Yami, and the tsunami rode away.
Okay, judges. 7-5, a stylish 6-5, and a 7, a 7-5, and a 7-5. So keep them up for a second. Drop the 6-5 and drop the 7-5 there. And a 7-5 and a 7-5 is 15, and a 7 is somewhere around 22. Let's just call it 22. For Merle, you guys. Give it up one more time. Okay, poet 2, second round is Merle the Pearl. Okay. Grayson.
Yep. Thank you. Mechanically challenged. Alright. Closer, closer, closer it comes, with feet that sound like battle drums. An army of men, wreathed in fire, leaking hate and seething ire. A pure inferno of rage and hate. There's none it won't incinerate. Its wrath turned on a kingdom good, but in its way a woman stood. Behold the queen of kingdom near. Her eyes were strong, she showed no fear. The marching men looked down with gall, and then the flames began to crawl. They formed into a massive beast, and so await the coming feast. It roared and shrieked and gnashed its teeth. Its fire burned the ground beneath. Foolish child, the demon sneered. The ground around him black and seared. To meet me here is truly rash, before I turn your bones to ash. She raised her head with steady voice. Foul demon, I have made my choice. You may have conquered distant land, but for my people I will stand. The monster laughed up from his throat and said, such charming words you wrote. Perhaps your courage is just a fake. Even from here I see you shake. And then the creature pounced upon the brave young queen, who soon was gone, devoured by Inferno's might, till none but ashes were in sight. I have won, you silly girl. But then the ash began to whirl. His mighty blaze began to dim, the beast's great form collapsing in. Around the ash the flame did storm, taking on a human form. What is this madness? It cannot be. You cannot have defeated me. The beast looked on in shock and awe, and then he screamed from smoking maw. And then the flames took final form, into a glow, both soft and warm. Behold, a brave young girl ablaze with light, reborn to win this final fight. The demon bellowed one final time, then vanished as befit his crime. And behold the thing that took its place, the brave young queen so full of grace. And that is how the legend spread, of the girl who once was dead. From blazing will a phoenix born, then vanished with the coming morn.
Judges. Okay, I've got, is that a 9, or no, that's a 7 you got there. Okay, I've got a 7, a 6, 5, an 8, an 8, and an 8. Drop from the 8, drop to 6, 5, a 7, and 2 8s is 16 and 23. 23 for Grayson. Give it up, you guys. Okay, and we know that that leaves Eric. Give it up, you guys.
This is called I Flew to You. I flew to you by dead reckoning, plotting a rudderless heading, sailing often windless, a zigzag failing race, countervailed, becalmed, or wrongly tacking for a rightful place. Raft adrift with no plan and no ground to stand. A crow with no nest, never sighting land. The wandering white albatross, perennial sky mariner, cast off the sea, orbiting past apogee. I fell off flat Earth's edge. On misguided autopilot, a sky-diving flyer, mocked by receding sailor patron saint fire, tossed in throes of starless vertigos, or limbs flailing in windless space. Without a prayer to my name, I prayed, must I hold a candle to my shame, till even the blind spyglass cyclops eye could see the god-awful breath of selfish anguish, despair of this promise-broken body for home. Treading dead in the water, yet but halfway to hell, dispirited, two things only still held me here. The covalent bond of love for my daughter dear, and chasing after my own heart, the luminous land through which we walked like no one ever walked the world. Walking by the light of the moon and the sun on the run, believing I was running from. How astounding now to find, following a faintly flickering light sublime, taking the high road afoot, learning to walk anew. On fleet-winged feet as the crow flies, straight as sun's flaming arrow, ready drawn, shot homing by the crescent mirror moonbow. On fleet-winged feet all this time sailing, running with the wind prevailing, bearing true, I flew to you.
Judges. Angel Turner's little, thank you. Okay, I got a 6, a 6, 5, a 7, 5, 7, 5, and an 8. Drop the 8, and Angel, you're 6. And I got 2 7 5s is 15, and a 6 5 would be 21 5. Okay, 21 5 for Eric. Right? That was Eric, yeah. Okay, Atreyu and Jean are tied at 25-5. I don't have a coin. Has somebody got a coin we can flip? Thank you, sir. Atreyu, call it near. It is. You want to go first or last? First or second? Okay. You guys give it up for Atreyu.
Fish. Fish swim so magically through the ocean, river, or sea. They hide at night and reflect their beautiful skin off the morning sun. So beautifully swimming, nothing to worry about but bigger fish and bears. But they are so beautiful, whether it be night or day. I love them so. So next time you see a fish, just watch it swim so magically.
Judges. Judges. I got 3 7s, a 6 and a 5-5. Drop the 5-5 in one of the 7s. 2 7s and a 6 is 20. Yes. 20 for a tray, you guys. Give it up. And that brings up Jean Burnett. So give it up for Jean.
Rapunzel in a party dress, another damsel in distress, another stupid tangled mess, just leave her alone. She wraps her hair around her thumb, she's playing smart by playing dumb, she looks at you like you're the one, just leave her alone. Let her cry in her tower, let her sleep under glass, if she won't meet you halfway, don't even try. To climb her hair, to pull her down, to put her feet back on the ground, if you have to kiss her at all, kiss her goodbye. Sleeping Beauty needs your help. She seems to be under a spell, but you are under one as well. Just leave her alone. Because when she wakes up, she'll be mad. She's your mom and you're her dad, and you'll find out that you've been had. Just leave her alone. Let her cry in her tower. Let her sleep under glass. If she won't meet you halfway, don't even try to wake her up, to take her up. I know you'd love to shake her up, but if you have to kiss her at all, kiss her goodbye. Because if you rescue a princess, that's what you will get, and you'll forever have to be a prince. What she wants is a pretty boy, not a man, just a pretty toy to take another round of punishment. But if she can save herself from harm, go and take her in your arms and thank her for her tender charms and build yourselves a home. Forever after is the bait, but it comes to those who pull their weight. It's work, it's not some magic fate to build yourselves a home. So let her cry in her tower, let her sleep under glass. If she won't meet you halfway, don't even try to climb her hair and pull her down and put her feet back on the ground. And if you have to kiss her at all, kiss her goodbye. Thank you.
Judges? I got a 9, an 8, 5, a 10, a 10, and a 7, 5. Keep them up, guys, just for a second. Drop a 10 and drop a 7, 5. 8, 5, and 9 are like 17.5, and a 10 makes it 27.5. Am I right? Okay, 27.5 for Jean Burnett, you guys, give it up. Okay, our last poet of round 2, give it up for Mosaic, you guys.
Afraid to hone my experience for fear it would amount to shit. People don't get this. How do you come up with? They say they love it. Should I trust it? Just a piece of paper. When life gets hard, this is where I come to escape her. Now a place to trainer, tamer, I'm the lion tamer, calling out the lion gamers. Don't make me defame your character by making things more apparenter. Welcome to a wordsmith's 3-ring circus. Was your perspective purchased? Nervous? Don't let yet. Drop the net. You haven't seen nothing yet. Drenched in gas, acid-tripping acrobats, swarmed by flaming bats. See the target? Watch me throw this axe. As you feel there is no hope, the inside of the tent turns into a kaleidoscope. Everything turning into a fractal, badass like a pterodactyl coming at you. Frightened? Can you feel your senses heighten? Punches, crying, it's all in your head, so it's yourself you're fighting. Writing a perspective worth trying, the seams of reality are untying. Do you hear me or should I start signing? Never feels like gold I'm mining. It's all in the timing. Jokes, sports, breakfast, sex is not on a set schedule. Whenever's cool. Get on the bus, kids, back to school. From the roof, off of spools of ribbon, Asian women with jars to fit in, spinning around the maypole. Then I take your soul to set it free. Why doesn't anybody want to play with me? To advertise, I bought a van that says free candy. What am I not understanding? I thought people liked sweets and fanning. Oh shit, I hit the one supposed to catch the flip. Blood, the bats went after it. Now the gas is lit. The women on ribbon slip, fall head split, cracking the whip as the fire grows higher. We gotta get out here. We lost 37 men in the clown car. What is going to happen to all those souls, Bill Maher? All these hole-in-ones and still par? Got a jar with my inside. You're safe, come out, don't be shy. The bearded lady's face got singed, again looking attractive. Want to have a threesome like last time this happened? Laughing. That's what I call putting a plan in action. Now are you understanding? This is my world you're trapped in.
Judges. We got a 10, an 8, an 8-5, a 9-5, an 8-5. Drop the 8 and a 10, and I got 8-5 and 8-5 is 15, and 9-5 is 24-5 for Mosaic. Guys, give it up. Well, I'm thinking we're all going to the third round, so let's do that. Let me add up Mosaic score. 26 and 24 are 50, and a .5 is a 50.5. You guys probably already know this, but this is what we got. We've got Eric with a 41.5, Merle with a 42.5, Grayson with a 43.5, Atreyu with a 45.5, Mosaic with a 50.5, and Jean Burnett with a 53. I'm liking it. I think we ought to all go to the third round. I want to give you a quick piece myself. I won't say that. Okay, you guys, I apologize for taking your time, but you know what? I wrote this one couple months ago, and I've done it in public twice. And the last time I did it, a couple nights ago, I felt really good about it. I gotta tell you, we got a couple of spoken word open mics, no competition, no pressure, just you and the mic, and a good reason, a good time to practice, and it's a really good thing. And I did this the other night at a spoken word open mic, and I was just kind of surprised that people get it. So I'm going to give you this one. I'm going to apologize in advance. I guess it's called Late Night Walk. A friend named it. I fell asleep in a chair about midnight. At 2:10 a.m., I flew out of the chair in a state of near panic. I was somewhere on landing zone English when I heard a call out on the radio that our guys were getting fired up, hit hard, and had called for extraction. I ran to the nearest chopper and jumped in the pilot's seat. I got the rotors going and lifted off to go save my guys. I knew where they were, and no matter what, I had to get to them, to save them or to die with them. As I gained altitude, I pulled this stick to the right, somehow knowing that that's the direction they were in. The chopper, which was a UH-1D, a Huey, and didn't in reality have a stick, went left. And the more I tried to make it go right, the more it went left. And I tried to make the chopper, which in reality I don't know how to fly, go right to get to my guys, and it just wouldn't do it. No, I'm sorry. And then that's when anguish, sweating, in a near panic state, I awoke at 2:10 a.m. I had had another Nam dream. I used to take a pill to prevent it, but I quit taking it, so now on occasion I wake in a near panic state from a life and death struggle, confused and scared spitless. Don't we all? I've been more terrified and fearful of losing my life in a dream than in any real life situation I've encountered, including skydiving in Vietnam. Anyway, it's 2-something in the morning. I got my jockey shorts all in a bunch and my butt crack, and the anxiety I feel drives me to get dressed and dash out of the house before the walls collapse in on me. I can't even get in the car because when I do it shrinks and I have to bail before it gets me. I end up walking down the hill past the Shakespearean theaters, and I end up on Main Street walking into the plaza. As I walk, I notice a group of 4 20-something-year-old guys talking drunkenly loud. One was demonstrating his Tai Chi moves for another, while the other seemed to be discussing America's relationship with the Muslim world. The taller of the two said, "Americans don't hate Muslims, but they think we do. We're over there to help them." When I was there, I showed them nothing but respect and love. Well, I continued to walk, looking as tough as possible in hopes that none of them would fuck with me. As the shorter of the two spoke, I heard a familiar accent, and I turned to see my friend Ramon. He's a Muslim from Morocco. So I adjusted my line of travel to take me in their vicinity. When Ramon saw me, he said, in a really drunken and loud accent, "T-Poe, I love this man." He turned to his friend and repeated, "It's T-Poe, I love this man." And then he took me in a bear hug, and he squeezed me good. Then he took me by the back of my head, pulled me to him, and kissed me twice on the bald spot. "This is my friend Robert. This is my friend T-Poe." As we began talking about the things we have in common, I could see that Robert, who I assumed was a veteran of Iraq or Afghanistan, was listening and wanted to contribute to the conversation. It was hot, and I pulled off my sweatshirt for that reason. Or maybe to show off the tattoos on my left arm. One is the insignia of the 173rd Airborne Brigade, the other being the Combat Infantryman's badge, which I earned in Vietnam. I was curious if Robert knew of or had bumped into any of my guys, not from Nam, but the 173rd in Afghanistan. I didn't look at him. I listened to Ramon, but did make the insignias available for viewing. When finally I did glance at Robert in hopes of some recognition, some familiarity, perhaps comradeship, he was staring at the ground, his head rocking back and forth in a no gesture. In a no gesture, his face teeming with burning with anguish and regret. Without ever looking me in the eye, he grabbed me, pinning my arms to my side, and he hugged me. And he hugged me. And his grasp got tighter. I said something like, "Nice to meet you, man. So did you ever run into any of my guys?" With that, he just let loose. Whatever it was, he let go of it. All at once, all over me, like a dam in breach. Maybe for the first time. Certainly not for the last. His eyes began to run like faucets, and his nose was close behind. He held me in a grip which told me not to even try and break this embrace, at least not right now. He had found in me something which allowed for him to, or demanded, that he let go of something inside that was eating him alive, killing him slowly with the aloneness that only a warrior can know. He said nothing. He cried. He cried deeply, heavily, uncontrollably onto the chest of a man he thought could take it from him. Someone who knew already all that he had been through, all the feelings and thoughts that normal people don't have to deal with. Someone who has dealt with it all for 40 years. A man who maybe had some answers. Could it be? He never spoke. He cried deeply and heavily. I said things like, "It'll be okay, bro." Then, hoping he would step back and talk with me, I said, "So who were you with?" I even made the physical motion that we all know by feel, a kind of slacking, going a little limp, as if to say, "Okay, this hug is over." We all know the feeling. He didn't. Like a python, when I slackened, he tightened, and he cried deeply, heavily. I was in danger of passing out at this point, and I wondered if I did, would he eat me head first? In desperation, I mustered all the breath he allowed me, and I used it to say, "So did you know any of my guys from the 173rd? Well, that must have really struck a chord, because truly, he really let go then, 2 levels above where he was. I felt everything that he was letting loose of as it passed right through me, and he released them in his tears. At some point, I could absorb no more, and I had to let him pass. He had held on to me and cried for what seemed like a longer period than it actually was, but in reality, well over a minute. Every time I got to a point of, okay, this is ridiculous, I could feel his insecurity, his sincerity, and the truth of his anguish. He tried to speak, but he really couldn't due to the gasping wails. Anyway, he did at least, at length, step back, and I continued to console him. As I was putting my sweatshirt back on, I stuck my left arm into the sleeve. As I put my right hand in the right sleeve, the tattoos on my right arm became visible to Robert, insignias of the 82nd Airborne and the paratrooper jump wings. I saw him glance at my shoulder. His face started to get all squishy, and he reached out for me again. I ducked into my shirt and kind of moved to get Ramon between us. I walked away saying, "See you, Ramon, and nice to meet you, Rob. Go to the VA, bro. They can help you." They both nodded, and I started walking back up the hill to my home. I got home at about 5:30, totally spent, with a tear in my eye and about 100 of them soaking my shirt. So I changed it. I sat in my favorite chair and dozed off about 5 a.m., about 6 a.m. I slept till about 8. Okay, let's get Eric up here. Starting round 3. This is gonna sort it all out, people. Give it up for Eric. And Eric, please give me 1 minute to get my phone going.
Scared sacred. Twisting between a smile and a snarl. Halfway haywire fine, high wire non-line. Fraction of a fraction of heart and hate meeting inside the backstab beast breast beating. One continuous Mobius line playing out in the scheme of dream. The same heart tells the touching story we give, an unforgiving heart to forgive. Mixed up of heaven and earth, claymates dug in the dirt. Wet with tears made some mud to pan for pyrite in the sky. But dross got clotted in the heart. There is no taking apart. It is nothing or all too human end to start in God's gossamer cobweb caught, dangled by a strand from the sky-wide eye. Parachute drift-netted string puppets, marionette mimics in masquerade, dancing across the imagination stage, gagging on the gorge of unassuaged rage. Hypocrite stuck bugs, rotisserie spit spindled, can't swallow out coagulant doubt, bittersweet bad taste left in the mouth of heartfelt hateful love. Essentially, enemy lovers, crouched in the other, poised to pounce at perceived provocation, painted for war into a pretty picture corner. Livid, brutal beauty, nearly mirror-imaged, betrothed or embattled, who can tell? Livid love, alive and well, kicking down the door to put up a wall for the two-chambered, cold-blooded heart in holy hell. Hapless, hurt birds, clip-winged angels, seeing each other through time. You are here to hold the world anew. Grafted as branches, I am here with you, asked to watch over the very damage we do in the bastion of our compassion. Unlikes alike in solitude share a gulf of faith gone alone, where leprous lips plant duplicitous kisses, whispering sweet nothing kindnesses, siren's promises unkept, empty like the rest, left desperately infected behind a smiling snarl, making a funny face fixed in vain to mask the deeper sorrow. This mutual mockery, mixed blessing played marriage betwixt in great hostage hearts transfixed with love, hate. Born innocent children of mother dust and father rain, we act as accomplices and an enviable part. The double-dealing, good-for-nothing, everything good go-between, the real and raw, lifted, trembling, naked offering of a scared to sacred, broken heart. There are reasons gargoyles guard the cathedral wall. The warning daring us. Enter the valved inner sanctum, intimate strangers of the same species, surrendering in obeisance wholeheartedly, fire with a will, consuming itself, holding the iron wheel.
Okay, judges. I got a 7-5, a 6-5, a 5, a 7, a 6-5. So, hold them up for a sec. Tree, you drop yours, and Angel, you're down. So 6-5, 6-5 is a 13, and a 7 is a 20. For Eric, give it up for Eric. Eric You gotta time your pieces, my friend. Yeah. I'm gonna do you a favor and call it a 0.5 off. So what do we have, 20? 18.5 for Eric. Give it up, you guys. Okay, moving right along, Merle the Pearl. Give it up for Merle, you guys.
Well, Willie McGee was the best there is at his God-given talent. And Willie would say, I'm the best there is and not ever will be. Why, Willie, he could belch out his ABCs. He could multiply by threes. And everyone would say, yes, Willie, you are the best, but you ain't the king. Now, old Gamby, he's the king. Now, you stay out of his way. And Willie says, why, where's this old Gamby hang out? You tell him Willie boy's about, and I'm gonna take his crown. So Willie snooped around, and he finally found out where old Gamby hangs out. He hung out down there at the old Applegate Tavern, and there sat old Gamby clear at the other end of the bar, and the whole rest of the patrons at the far end, and he's sitting there eating a pickled egg and chewing on a piece of garlic. And old Willie come up to that door, and he kicked the door open, and he said, I'm Willie McGee, and I'm the best there ever is or will been, and I'm looking for Gamby. And old Gamby sitting over there, kind of looks like Ichabod Crane in Reincarnate, but Gamby thinks he looks like Sam Elliott. So Gamby looks over and says, Willie, can I help you, son? And old Willie, he starts sucking in there and choking them down, and he belched out his ABCs and multiplied by 3, and he even finished off with the Star Spangled Banner. And everyone in the crowd was stood up with their hats off and their hands over their hearts, and everyone was pleased, and even old Gamby said, Willie, my boy, you are the best I've ever seen. But that ain't what this is all about. It ain't just about sound. And if you want to see what I got, you're going to have to be patient. You can't plan these things out. Sit down, boy, and I'll buy you a beer. Old Willie sitting there fuming, finishing off his beer, and pretty soon old Gamby stood up and he arched his back and his eyes crossed, and there's a look of fear on everybody's eyes, and boy, he let it out, and it sounded like a goat and about 50 bullfrogs and somebody stomping on a cat's tail. And instantly the whole bar lit out, even the bartender. And old Willie soon found out, as the dang smell dang near blinded him. And old Gamby spoke, and he never said another word, and the smell dissipated, and the crowd shuffled back in, and they never even made eye contact again, never said another word. And old Willie, he knew he'd been beaten. He's shuffling out the bar, and he says, that being king is a stupid idea. And that Gamby can remain king for all I care. And he thought, you know, I'm going to stop off at Safeway and pick up some garlic and see if they got some of them pickled eggs.
Judges? Okay. 8575, 65657. Drop the 85 and one of your 65. Hold them 75 and 7 is 14.5. And 65 would be 21. 21 from Merle, you guys give it up. Short-term memory. Short-term memory. Let's get Grayson up here. Give it up for Grayson, you guys.
This little human life. There is no gift through time or space more precious than a life. It can be given freely or stolen with a knife. No matter how hard a man can try, he cannot put a price on this thing we take for granted, this little human life. Out from our mother's womb we come, a treasure to her eyes. Our existence means the world to her, despite our ceaseless cries. Our life means little when we are young, except for cuts and scrapes. We have not faced true danger yet, like killing, death, or rape. But when the time has finally come for boys to become men, we find something we value more in the life we're living in. And when he finds the one for him, his heart's as light as air. For his life has found new meaning, it's one he'd gladly share. But sometimes fate has sadder plans, there in alleys cold, and upon that cold and rainy night, the gunman's hand was bold. His love lay there upon the ground, her eyes were wide with fright. The masked man's gun was aimed at her, beneath the flickering light. The boy turned man lay on the ground, not strong enough to beat. This man hell-bent to steal the life, now laying at his feet. He watched the madman raise his gun to shoot his crying wife. And then the boy did something great. He gave the girl his life. The rain ran red and pooled about. The boy maintained his feet. He stared into the gunman's eyes. His spirit could not be beat. The gunman stopped and stared at him with a question on his face. As he watched him fall for love, he was willing to take her place. No matter how hard a man can try, he cannot put a price on this thing we take for granted, this little human life.
Lori, could I get another glass of wine? Thank you, dear. And my judges have, there's 5 of you. Okay, I got an 8-5, a 7 and 8, a 5 and a 6. Drop the 5. And the Trey, drop yours. 6 and 7 is 13 and 8 is 21, I think. 21. And that was Grayson. Okay, 21 for Grayson, you guys. Give it up. You guys, we got a tray up here now, so give it up for a tray.
The Crow. The crow is just a bird in your eyes, but a flying living soul, yet another sweet soul, just looking for food. We are just like this majestic bird, looking for a habitat and food. I love it. So, for it is the crow. Let it be free, don't scare it, for I love it. So, for it is the crow.
Judges. You get a 7, a 6-5, a 7-7, and an 8-5. Please drop the 8-5 and the 6-5. 3 straight 7s is about 21 or 22. Let's call it 21. Sure, yeah, give it up, you guys. All right, we got 2 poets left. Give it up for Mosaic, you guys. Thank you, Lori. Yeah, give it up for Lori. And then give it up for Mosaic again.
Fuck people acting hard because they're from the city. I'm from the country where people can kill me just for trespassing. I would, because I'm a remorseless assassin that can put a plan in action that seems tragic but natural as it happens. Now, they pay me to get schooling, no clue what a mistake they were doing. I'm in the classrooms with the next generation passing out magic mushrooms, teaching the truth, not the shit they assume. The world is a marshmallow. Those in charge are kids that tear bits off of it to consume, trying to hide it like you're worthy of another one? You gotta be fucking kidding me. You're not. History, play back the tape and show them clearly. I don't care if you get this because your soul can hear me. I want to change the things I see to be wrong. The world is trying to pass the torch like a baton. I'm grabbing it and holding on with both hands, swinging it, screaming, God damn, the darkness. The heart is the wick that needs to be lit. Now you can see the size of my soul shoes shining through these baby blues. Damn the judges for the low score, because this isn't more pleasant in the present. I can hear the king laughing at the peasants as you suffer. Get this is a small step towards the future. Don't be stupid. If you want love, go talk to Cupid. I'm using my dialect to build something people would die to protect. Yet, they won't have to, because I'll do it for you. I'm not Christ-like, but I die to live his life. Ladies love it when you're hung like this. I'd slit my wrist if they'd let us smoke that green lettuce. That's wisdom. The fact it's illegal says these bitches is dumb. Terms meant for women, not anymore. I just repurposed them. I can see some, feel that the shift has begun. As I kill each demon, chant and be gone wrong. Noticing your own weakness will make you strong. If you want change, come on.
Judges? Okay, I got an 8-5, a 9, an 8, an 8, and a 9-5. Drop the 9-5 and your 8, sir. 8-5 and 8 is 16-5 and 9 is 25-5. Agreed? Alright, that was 25-5 for Mosaic, guys. The last poet of the 3rd round and of the Poetry Slam, Gene Burnett. Give it up, you guys.
I'm tired of my girlfriend. She's just a spoiled brat. If I wanted one of those, I would have got a cat. Our fights are always stupid, it's always tit for tat, but nothing says fuck it like my old fishing hat. I do not feel like shaving, I've had enough of that. I'm looking in the mirror and I'm looking kind of fat. Cannot find my comb, I don't know where it's at, but nothing says fuck it like my old fishing hat. I'm going out on foot, my tires are all flat. I know where there's a boat hidden in the grass. I'm going out alone, I don't need to chat. Nothing says fuck it like my old fishing hat. I'm tired of the TV, it's just a bunch of crap, reality and cop shows and lame Republicrats. I'm tired of the race, I'm gonna leave it to the rats, 'cause nothing says fuck it like my old fishing hat. Yeah, I'm going out on foot, my tires are all flat. I know where there's a boat hidden in the grass. I'm going out alone, I don't need to chat. Nothing says fuck it like my old fishing hat. Now I do not mind the heat and I do not mind the gnats. I do not mind the present and I do not mind the past. I do not mind if sunshine is the only thing I catch, 'cause nothing says fuck it like my old fishing hat. The lake is looking lovely, God took care of that. The fish are out there jumping like liquid acrobats. If I get too sober, brought myself a flask, and nothing says fuck it like my old fishing hat. Yeah, I'm going out on foot, my tires are all flat. I know where there's a boat hidden in the grass. I'm going out alone, I don't need to chat, 'cause nothing says fuck it like my old fishing hat. Thank you.
Gonna be in my dreams tonight. Okay, I got 4 9s and an 8-5. That's what it is. It's 27 for Gene Burnett. Give it up, you guys. And give it up for yourselves, because we're done, and I've had fun. You know what? This wasn't our best turnout. Audience-wise, well, audience-wise, it was our best. It wasn't the most people we've had, but you guys have been great. What Gene get? 27? 27. Okay. 53 and 27. It'd be like 80 or something. 53 and 27. It'd be like 80 or something. Okay, you guys. Everybody won something. 4 of you won money. In 6th place, with the 60, is Eric. You guys give it up for Eric. Eric judged for us, we've had 5 slams now. Eric came last time with one of our mutual friends, and he took up the scorecard and judged for us. When he was done, he said, I'm going to do that next month. And here he is. And I love the way it spreads. Thanks, Eric. Got a gift certificate for you. We're going to let 1st place get their pick and on down the line, so hang on for a minute, brother. But thank you. Eric. Hey, in 5th place with a 63.5, I got Merle the Pearl, my good friend. Give it up for Merle. I love your stories, man. 4th place with a 64.5, and I gotta ask you, are you with Shakespeare? Grayson, I'm sorry, Grayson. You are? Grayson Boren with 64.5 is in 4th place. 4th place, Fourth place takes home $5. Jennifer? Have you given me the money? Thank you. Okay. So $5 for Grayson, and I gotta tell you, man, I love your classic kind of style. It's kind of after my own heart. I've got some pieces not as eloquent as yours, but still I'm channeling somebody from like the 17th century, I think. Thanks, man, for coming, participating. Okay, that was Grayson in fourth place. In third place, with a 66.5, our youngest poet, Mr. Trey Downer. The Trey is going to take home $16.15. And one of the gift certificates. And one of the gift certificates, my friend. Grayson, I get your $5 here. I'll get to you in a second. That brings us to second place is Mosaic. This guy has been here. He's one of the few of you that has been to every slam, and he talks about it all month online, and he keeps me pumped. And unfortunately, he's got stuck going first several times recently, and but he keeps coming back and doing it, and he's in second place with 76 points, and he wins $24.25. Mosaic. Okay, I should have gave you a poem before I announced number one, but if you want to stick around afterwards, I'll give you a quick one, and we'll all go home happy, I hope. In first place with 80 points, my good friend, sometimes mentor, Gene Burnett. And Gene, you get your choice of, oh, how many, I'm sorry, how much is it?
$40.
$40?
That's like $2,000 in poet money.
That's $2,000 in poet money. Real quick, I want to give you Gene's recipe for a happy slam. He wrote this out several months ago. Gene's recipe for having fun at the slam. Yes, it's competitive, but that is the spice. Remember that it's also really friendly, supportive, fun, and challenging. If you're competing, forget the winning and losing. Scores don't mean anything about your worth or your poem's worth. It's just how a few random people connected or didn't connect with your stuff. Just show up, have fun, and do your best. If you're one of the judges or audience members, well, you don't need a recipe. You'll just have fun being there. And I think that's what it is. It's not about the points. The points are not the point. The poetry is the point. Northwest Pizza, Morgan, I know you got a couple of gift certificates, $15 gift certificates for us. Thank you. So, all of you competitors, please come up in a minute and get your gift certificates. And I want to give you one last poem. And can I sip my wine real quick? I got a dry mouth. God, I must have wrote this 45 years ago. Everybody needs a friend. No one stands alone. No one is a solid rock. No one I've ever known. We need someone who understands and makes no judgment calls. Someone who tries to empathize and help tear down the walls. Someone who will listen and hear all that you say. Someone just to be with when you're in the silent way. Someone who will hold you tight when pain is hard to bear. One who will stand there by your side when the rain is everywhere. We all need diversity, fresh visions from afar. Things we learn from others helps to make us what we are. We still are individuals, all striving to be free. But everybody needs a friend to help more clearly see the way our words and actions help or hinder those we need. It's like you can be the soil and a friend can be the seed. All right, thank you guys in the Northwest. Thank you so much. Next slam is going to be August 20th. You guys go on Facebook. If you're not already on our page, Road Poetry Slam, please go there, like us, and then you'll get information about not only the slam, but the open mics, the poetry open mics that we do leading up to the slam. Gene will tell you that to do your piece on the mic in front of some people before the slam will absolutely help you prepare for it. It's everything. Looking at yourself in the mirror, it just isn't the same. So I will be letting you know when there are some spoken word open mics. Angel and his lovely lady came last Wednesday to open mic at Patty's and spoke his mind, and it was great. That's where Gene prepared his stuff and said that this is the stuff I want to do. I know now. I'm ready for the slam. So you guys stay in touch. I love you all so much. And again, Northwest and Morgan and Lori and everybody in the back, you guys are great to let us do this and have this space. It's such a great space. I love it. You guys, thanks again. August 20th. Come on up and get everybody that competed, there's some here for you. So come on up. All right.
You did good. You got up there and you did really well, man. Come back. I will, dude. It's fun. Yes, it is.
Which one's the better book smell?
That's what
Let's go with the book you're saying. I got one of those last time. Did you? Yes, sir.
Good job.
Oh, that thing is sort of come back.
I will, yeah.
You got a good voice.
Oh, he has the voices to you.
Your voice reminds me of Judge Reinhold. It kind of does.
You know that guy? You know that actor, Judge Reinhold, Beverly Hills Cop? You can imitate him. Sounds that famous guy.
That's awesome. Gary.
That's not bad, also.
Yeah. Well, I'll take the book here.
Yeah,
should bring some of that Shakespeare and model. Yeah, did you hear my Shakespeare Harley? I did. On the Harley one? I did. Thank you very much. I blew the line. Yeah, I'll do it again. I thought it was hilarious.
I've got some music in
Great, thank you.
Yeah, he's a local kid. Jennifer, I'm so sorry.